Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raokakodash. The one who said apostles, a great millstone, do well. Peace, love, and blessings of the brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence, making call and election sure. And blessings to very few sisters out there listening, learning, believing. I'm that fellow labor cannot clock coming to you once again with another lesson, Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. These lessons edifying and exhorting. And as you can see, we've been paying attention. Basically, Assad fled, as you see here. The title says, "Why Israel captured Syria's tallest mountain just hours after Assad fell." So the Assad regime fell to the rebels, which we know are funded and supported by the Israelis in America. All right, that was their whole agenda, to basically topple the Middle East. All right, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, so on and so forth. The last one to be Iran. So, as you see, why Israel captured Syria's tallest mountain just hours after Assad fell. So why they were keeping Russia occupied with Ukraine, all right, the whole time they were plotting to basically overthrow Syria, because Russia stepped in and helped Syria years prior, all right, from America basically, taking it over. All right, so they saw their opportunity and they took it. So we'll read a little bit of this. Okay, it says, and basically, Syria is a strategic place in the Middle East for resources, basically allowing energy to get to Europe, so on and so forth, pipelines, things of that nature. Okay, so it's just all about money at the end of the day. It says Israel wasted no time after Bashar Assad's fall to bomb all the Syrian military assets it wanted to keep out of the rebels' hands, striking nearly 500 targets, destroying the navy, and taking out, it claims, 90% of Syria's known surface-to-air missiles. But it's Israel's capture of Syria's highest peak, the Mount Hermon summit, that may prove among the most lasting prizes, though officials have insisted that its occupation is temporary. This is the highest place in the region, looking upon Lebanon, upon Syria, Israel, said Ephraim Inbar, director of the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security. It's strategically extremely important. There is no substitute for mountains. All right, the summit of Mount Hermon lies in Syria, in a buffer zone that separated Israel and Syrian forces for 50 years until last weekend, when Israeli troops took control of it. Until Sunday, the summit was demilitarized and patrolled by UN peacekeepers, their highest permanent position in the world. And I'm not going to continue to read all this, but as you can see, all right, the small hats were behind this. And of course, America supports the small hats, the so-called Jews. But, this is their whole plan in the Middle East, to further expand their enterprise, all right, take over all the resources in that area, which is going to lead them to war, man. This is all they're doing. Okay, so let's get into the precepts, because this is all biblical prophecy. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he has taken against Edom," Edom being a so-called white man, Amalek being a grandson of Esau, which is a tribe of the Edomites, the so-called Jews today. All right. It says that he had taken against Edom, Edom ultimately being a so-called white man. The so-called Europeans today, it says, and his purposes, that he hath purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. All right, Teman being the Germans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock are these individuals right here. All right. And you know, out of all the European countries, or all the so-called white people, they heavily depend on America for support and aid. All right, billions of tax dollars are being sent over to them. Okay, they're the least of the flock of the Edomites, if you will. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So while you know, these small hatters are over there playing cowboys and Indians in the Middle East, is going to get them in big trouble. Okay, because Russia, all right, is backing all those countries. All right, Syria, Iran, you know, just to name the two that, you know, they have their eyes on, and they're going to need the help. These small hats, these Israelis, are going to need the help of the U.S., man, because they're going to pull the U.S. into this war as they continue to wage war in that region. So it says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, because the land of Israel is going to be completely destroyed, and Babylon the Great, aka America, will be completely destroyed in the Third World War. It says the earth is moved at the noise of their fall. That's the missiles hitting, you know. That's going to be the fall, the destruction, all right, of them. It says, at the cry of the noise there was heard in the Red Sea, behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Basra. Is talking about Yahweh Shai coming with the chariots, what they call UFOs, all right. And Basra being the capital of Edom, or chief city of Edom, which today that will be America. It says, and at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom, all right, because what America is known for is great military, all right, its military might, its military power. As the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. That's why when we read in 2 Ezra 13 chapter, it says they were affrighted when they saw the ship that Yahweh Shai came in, but said, yet there's fight. Because when he spread his wings, you know, they're not, those fighter jets and their military, they aren't capable of combating those UFOs, man. All right, the chariots of Israel. All right. So I'll leave that there, and we'll go from there to Job 18. Start verse 5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out. And when you go to Malachi, the book of Malachi, I believe it's the first chapter. All right. It says Edom being the border of wickedness. Okay. As we just read in Jeremiah, that Edom, all right, this is the counsel that the Lord have against Edom, that basically the Israelis are going to draw them into this Third World War. They're going to get them in big trouble. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, the spark of his fire shall not shine, meaning his wisdom, all right, his strategic tactics that he has to of war, okay, just the light is going to be put out of this place, all right. Close up shop, it says the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. So, once again, that agenda that they have to basically take over the Middle East, all right, his own counsel, that's going to be the destruction of you, all right. There's going to come a point in time where, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, Russia being a guard unto these nations, Russia known as Gog within that chapter, being a guard unto these nations, America and Russia are going to lock horns And ultimately, that war is going to end by the way of missiles. Okay? So it says the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. So that was their plan. They had an agenda to basically topple all the governments over in the Middle East with their mighty military. All right. It says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. And this is a snare. All right. They're looking to basically make that big grab and control all the resources over in the Middle East. All right. And that's a snare. It says, the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. So basically, the Lord is laying a trap for them, man. All right? So it's going to come upon a time where they're going to do something over there, and, all bets are going to be off. And they're going to stir up those Russians. And, of course, Russia has its allies, and then even America's own allies, all right, are going to say that's enough. Because when you look at the crimes that are being committed over there by those small hats, Netanyahu, basically what they're doing over to the Palestinians, all right, they, the whole world sees it. It's basically genocide, man. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. As scripture say, because thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. Okay? Just going around the whole world, just terrorizing people, terrorizing the nations. It says, shall drive him to his feet. It says, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. And the firstborn of death, who is that? It's speaking about Yahweh Shai. All right? Because Yahweh Shai is going to come and take this man out of the position of power, all right, out of authority on the planet Earth, and set up his kingdom. It says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. And that's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. The king of terrors. Okay? It says, shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone. And brimstone is a metaphor for missiles, as Sodom and Gomorrah went out. In that fashion, his brimstone shall be scattered. He scattered upon his habitation. So those missiles are going to be scattered upon, all right, the land of Israel, and also America. It says, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. So ultimately, that's them being removed out of powers, using metaphors, roots being dried up beneath. Once the roots are dried up, the tree is dead and its branches being cut off. So it's him being removed, right, out of his position of power on the planet Earth. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. All right, 17th verse qualified that. It says, and he shall have no name in the street. All right, because once they conquer things, they basically put their names on the regions and tell you that, is it Psalms 49 and 11? I believe that's the verse. We'll come back to Job 18 and 17. Let's see if, because I remember that was a staple when I first came into the truth. Let's see if it's still stuck in there in my head. Yep. Psalms 49 and 11 says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. So they called their lands after their own names. All right, so they would name the regions and the lands, all right, by themselves. So back in Job 18 and 17, it says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. All right, he's not going to be remembered. It says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. Exactly. And that's what you think all this war is going to lead to, man. The nations see this stuff. All right. As these days seen America, is doing nothing but being involved in wars, and then their little brother, the least of the flock, the Israelis, basically they do nothing but wage war and kill innocent civilians for resources, basically. All right, they're gonna be the world is getting ready to is tired of these people, man. All right, and they ready for him to be driven out. It says he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Is ultimately pursuant to Obadiah 1 verse 18, the nation of Edom will be basically done away with. All right, because they're the wicked. It will. There's gonna be no need for wickedness, man. So the Most High is just gonna discard them. All right. It says, "They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted." All right. It says, "Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not God, that knoweth not the Most High." Because they claim to be the people of the Most High, but their actions don't display that. All right. That's pretty much it, man. You know, Israel they just keep on ramping it up, digging a deeper and deeper hole, but the snare is set, man. All right. It's gonna be interesting to see how long they're gonna be to occupy this Syrian region. You know, interesting because Assad went to Russia. All right. So it's just gonna be interesting to see what's gonna take place. You know. So with that, you know, Lord's fullness edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yashai. Till next time, say shalom.